encountered custom officers, and that was when they opened fire. So by the time I looked down at my foot, I had been shot. I'm a mother of 4 children. I traveled sometime in November 2023 to go visit my dad. My dad lives in Ifo, so I spent 1 week with him in Ifo. So I was supposed to come back to Ibadan. So I left Ifo on the 15th of November 2023. So I left the house very early, 6:30, but of course by the time I got to the park it was some minutes to 7, and then I missed the first bus because the bus was already full. So I entered the second bus. Actually it's a Sienna, Sienna car. I don't know, is it bus, is it car, but it's a Sienna. So we started moving, and then we got to Ewekoro, and then we encountered custom officers on the way. So there were 3 of them that I actually saw, 3 of the custom officers, and then they flagged down the Sienna bus, and for whatever reason the bus refused to stop, and then they opened fire when they realized that the bus refused to stop. And then it wasn't just a shot, and that's the shocking part for me. It was a series of shots, and then he opened fire. So everyone in the car, we were like, trying to hug each other. Everyone, trying to dodge, and then I just felt a sharp pain on my left foot, and then I tried to lift up the foot, but unfortunately it was heavy. So by the time I looked down at my foot, I had been shot, and then I discovered that I was already bleeding, and then the driver still at that refused to stop. So I was yelling, I've been shot, I've been shot. In fact, I had to lift up my leg and put it on the headrest of the driver because I was sitting directly at the back of the driver. I was yelling, I've been shot, stop, 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 stop. And then he refused to stop. He just kept going, and everyone was like, I won't tell you, I won't tell you, I won't tell you. And then we got to like an open space. There was a tree, and then there were people under the tree playing drafts, and then that was where he entered, and then he stopped. And then when he stopped, that was how one of the passengers in the car that happened to be a Togolese guy, he was the only person that came to my rescue. Even the driver stayed away. And then I remember the Togolese guy was like, he was angry, was like, she bleeding, she bleeding. The Togolese guy was the one that carried me on his back. It was shocking to me. And I was bleeding, and every other person stayed back apart from this particular Togolese guy that took me on his back. So a particular man, an Okada man, that I later got to know that was a Baba Beji, maybe because I was shouting that Molawan Beji Lowo, our mommy kid, they are just 5 years old and all of that. So I think he was moved, with compassion, and then he accompanied the Togolese guy to the clinic, and that was where they administered first aid, and then referred me to UCH that same day, 15th of November 2023. I was attended to promptly, and then an X-ray was actually done, and it showed that the bullet fractured number 2, 3, and 4 toes of my left foot, cutting off blood supply. And then I got to understand that because of the extensiveness of the injury, they're going to have to do a surgery for me. It's not only painful for me in terms of the physical pain, it's causing me a lot of anxiety because of the cost implication attached to it. I understand, we're looking at between 500 and 650 for surgery, something that is so unplanned for. So in my opinion, I feel like somebody has to be accountable for this. We have way too many of such incidents happening unreported. My pain is that this is not something you want to call like an accidental discharge, and that is where it's alarming to me. It's very alarming because it was a series of shots. It wasn't like one shot. Wow. No, they kept firing, as in it was pa, 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 pa. And then it actually makes me wonder what kind of human beings we have in some of these agencies in Nigeria. Actually, it's sad and it's painful and it's traumatic and it's crazy. It's crazy that we have agencies with so much unprofessional officials, or what do you want to call them, that will actually think it makes sense to shoot at a moving vehicle for whatever reason. You leave your house, you're going about your normal, business, and then before you know it, it's either the police. If it's not the police, it's the custom. If it's not the custom, we've actually even heard of, the Federal Road Safety. Before you give somebody a gun, maybe they should start doing psychiatric evaluation for all of these people, because it doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to reach out to the NURT, yes, because I entered the Sienna in the garage. I did not stand by the roadside. I entered in the garage, and what is even more painful for me, I reached out to the people in the garage, and they have been playing, some funny, games. I just, get shocked all over again, because, they did not just endanger my life, they endangered, the welfare and the well-being of 4 innocent children who look up to me, for their welfare, for their well-being, and to me, that is unacceptable.
I'm just sharing this from you. Nobody informed me of any incident of that nature. I'm not aware. Nobody informed me of any incident. No, we have our headquarters here at Abeokuta. When anybody have any encounter, I believe the best thing is just to report to the office. So if anybody have any issue on the road or anywhere within Ogun State, they are free to report any matter to the office. As the matter has been reported to the headquarters, there's no problem about that. But I'm only saying, if anybody has any issue or have an encounter with our operatives on the road or anywhere, such an incident or matter or issue can be reported to the office. It will be addressed. Please, I will appreciate if the victim report the matter to get necessary information regarding that, and the necessary things will be done.
lóòótọ́ nípa ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ máa ń dúró wọ́n dà pé ó ní ọ́nà kúrẹ́ ìbí mẹ́ta àbí nǹkan sínú mọ́tò yẹn kò dúró sóti eyín torí ẹ̀ ní ṣe dúró because ibi tó wà yẹn ti ṣe ibi tó yẹ pé tó ti gbọ́dọ̀ yìnbọn sí mọ́tò. bó o lè ṣe dúró yẹn ó ti implicate rẹ̀ wọ́n pè pé nǹkan bá ṣe ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ lójú ọ̀nà pọ́n yìnbọn pé ìbọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ kan nínú mọ́tò yẹn àti láti gbéra láti wá wọn lọ. àbáwọn kọ́sọ̀mù yẹn níbẹ̀ bàtà máa wá wọn lọ gbọ́ mọ́tò tí ìkọ̀kọ́ ti gbé ní ẹ lọ sọ́fíìsà. bàtà àti wà lọ ọlọ́run ló mọ bó ṣe rìn ó tún ti wá mọ́tò padà sí fún ọ̀pẹ láwọn èrò tó wà nínú ẹ̀ ó ti wá mọ́tò padà ó ti drop kí sí gáràjì ó ti lọ ó kó ráìsì. tọkọ ti sórí sọ ó ti sá lọ. ẹni tí ìbọn ẹ bá yẹn a lè pè é ó sẹ́ni nọ́mbà yà pè é ìgbà tó fọ àwọn fámìlì ẹ̀ wá bá wa tó wá dà wọ́n máa ń rí àtúntò wa ó rí àti ó fún wa ní attitude ṣe ti understand. àdìbẹ̀ tí ibẹ̀ kókó máa bínú pé dẹ́rẹ́bà yẹn ti sá lọ ní kò sí kọ́ta àdìṣe ju pé a máa wá dẹ́rẹ́bà yẹn wá ó náà yẹn náà máa yọjú sí ibẹ̀.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀kan táìmù rẹ̀ tí mọ́tò dírẹ́fà yẹn náà èmi náà ṣẹlẹ̀ dé àtúntò ẹ̀ nínú ọgbẹ́ ní pọ̀jù. tó lára àwọn dírẹ́fà tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni mo wá ní pé sẹ́yìn máa lọ fiṣẹ́ wa náà máa lọ. bí àárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn mo lọ sí dáridári wọ́n lòdù èrò lọ́wọ́ sílẹ̀ ṣáà ìjẹ́ra mo lọ sílé. torí ìjọ ẹ̀rọ lọ́jọ́ ìwọ̀n ni mo tẹ̀ jáde kan náà máa jáde sára náà wá sọ fún ọ̀yọ́ kan wá mi káàkiri. àwọn oníṣòwò ṣẹlẹ̀ tó mílẹ̀ tó wà fún wọ́n jáde ní báńkì rẹ̀ ní gàrẹ́jì àwọn ọmọ wa rí wọn ní àbúrò lọ́wọ́ lọ́ní àdìsí wọn àdéhùn yọ̀hún kí ló sì pọ̀ lọ ní kí wọ́n máa láta ọ̀gọ́ta wọ́n mi ò sì tọ̀ fún gbogbo lọ́dún àjẹ́ sí ìbọn lọ́wọ́ àdìsí wọn wá sí ta lọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ nígbà wọ́n pé àwọn kọ́sọ̀mù lé wọ́n tún wọ́n yìnbọn fún wọn náà àdí ìfòní fún ọba ẹ̀ láti ta ẹ̀ láti pé náà bẹ̀ ọ́n lẹ́ni ètò wa náà sí ẹ̀ káàkiri ẹ̀dájẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ̀ nǹkan ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ṣàní kọ́ńrẹ́sì sílẹ̀ ẹ̀ tó ní mọ́tò ẹ̀ náà
I ended up spending 15 days in UCH. I was in UCH for 15 days. That's from 15th of November 2023 to 30th of November 2023, and I spent so much money that I didn't have.